Chelsea Handler. She is an alleged comedian, I am told. Chelsea Handler has just attacked Mr. Giga Chad himself, Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker, over his remarks at Benedictine College when Harrison, a Catholic, articulated a Catholic perspective on life and marriage and family and eternity to the Catholic audience. This was too much for Chelsea Handler.
As you may have heard, there's a man by the name of Harrison Butker who's talking more than I typically like for a male. He's a kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs, and I learned that kickers rarely get tackled. So based on his misogynistic rant during a recent commencement address, I'm guessing this Bible thumper thumped himself a little too hard with his Bible and gave himself CTE.
Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world, and embrace one of the most important titles of all, homemaker.
First of all, Harrison, you're a kicker, so you have one important part of your body, and it's not your brain.
I can tell you that my beautiful wife, Isabel, would be the first to say that her life truly started when she began living her vocation as a wife and as a mother. Isabel's dream of having a career might not have come true, but if you asked her today if she has any regrets on her decision, she would laugh out loud without hesitation and say, heck no.
Isabel, please blink twice if you need us to call for help. But the real kicker is that Harrison Butker's mother is a renowned physicist who has a degree in chemistry and a master's in medical physics. So, who paid for all those youth athletic team fees and uniform fees and equipment fees when Harrison was a kid so he could grow up to have a career making millions of dollars for kicking things? My guess is a working woman.
At the beginning of the video, she says, this is a misogynistic speech. And then she even played a clip where Harrison starts to get choked up. He gets more choked up later on in the speech over how much he loves his wife. The speech at the top level was about articulating a traditionally Christian view of man and woman and family and society and life. But second only to that, it was a speech about how much he loves his wife. Very, very difficult to call a speech misogynistic, that is, hating women, when the speech is about how much you love your wife. But then she goes on and she, screeches and attacks Butker and then says Butker's mother is very educated. First of all, people with advanced degrees in the sciences they're not necessarily the wealthiest people in the world. I don't know. Mrs. Butker might have done very well. I'm sure they have a lovely family. I have no doubt about that. But it's not the same. Getting a PhD in physics is not the same thing as like being a banker on Wall Street. No surprise that Chelsea Handler misses that subtlety. But let's say Mrs. Butker made a lot of money and supported her family, and I'm sure she did. I'm sure they have a lovely family. Where do you think Harrison Butker got his appreciation for a strong family from? That in no way undermines Butker's point. If anything, that buttresses Butker's point. But really, you don't need to examine any of those things. You don't really need to pick apart any of the points that Chelsea Handler is making. Look at those two people. You just saw them side by side. Chelsea Handler, Harrison Butker. Who seems happier? That's pretty much how I view political ideologies. That's how I consider habits in life. It's to some degree even how I consider religion. You know the tree by its fruit. I noticed this when I reverted. I was an atheist for 10 years or so. I was, if not a liberal, at least a libertarian. And then I noticed that some of these people in my life, many of the people in my life are just going out, partying all the time, hitting bars, just living that city lifestyle. But some people were Christian, practicing Christians, and they just seemed happier. They seemed happier than the atheists. And the people who were living, not just articulating, but living a conservative religious lifestyle, a Christian lifestyle especially, they were just happier and seemed more grounded than the people who were not. And that's a lot more persuasive than any TikTok video or any manifesto for that point. You know the tree by its fruit. Who do you want to grow up to be? Chelsea Handler or Harrison Butker? Or Harrison Butker's wife or mother, for that matter. That's not a difficult decision. There is so much more to say. First, though, go to genucel.com/Knowles. It is Genucel's 25th year anniversary. Right now, our listeners will get an extra 25% off their already fabulous prices, making this the biggest Genucel sale ever. If you have not already tried Genucel, you've got to go try it right now. Great place to start is with their most popular package. The package features their Gen 90 serum, which instantly erases the wrinkles around your eyes, forehead, and mouth. It also includes their top-selling under-eye bags and puffiness serum, as well as their jawline treatment for a more contoured, defined, moggable, mewable jaw. Genucel is so confident in their product that they guarantee you will see results in less than 12 hours or you will get your money back. I love this company. The owner is a Coptic Christian who left Egypt for the American dream. For a limited time, get an extra 25% off right now. Discount is automatically applied at checkout. Once the sale is gone, it's gone. Kaput. Order yours right now. Get that jawline treatment for a more contoured, defined jawline. Genucel.com/Knowles. To sweeten the deal, you will also receive a free spa box and 2 bonus gifts plus free shipping. Genucel.com/Knowles. The dissatisfaction with Biden is getting much, much worse. You're seeing this reflected in polls. The majority of Democrats want to replace Joe Biden at the top of the ticket. The majority of Democrats do not want Biden to be their nominee in 2024. This according to Rasmussen, poll of 1,100 likely voters between May 20th and 22nd. They asked a question: would you approve or disapprove of Democrats finding another candidate to replace Biden before the election in November? Of all people, only 49% said that they approved. But what makes it interesting is it wasn't that most Republicans want to throw Biden out. That may be what you would expect because Republicans don't like Joe Biden, right? No. The reason it was 49 is 54% of Democrats approve of replacing Biden, only 43% of Republicans. The biggest supporters of Joe Biden as the Democrat nominee right now in the country are Republicans. Because they view Biden as weak, because he has signaled that he is weak, because he's sending his campaign to show up outside of the trial where they're trying to imprison his political opponent, and they can't even get any serious name to show up to talk at that. They have to get Robert De Niro, star of gangster movies from the 70s. Give me a break. Because Biden is desperately releasing oil from some of our strategic reserves, because Biden is desperately trying to buy off young, yuppie, liberal college grad voters by paying off their student loans. He's doing everything he can because he feels that he's weak. Because he is weak. So now you have a clear majority of Democrats. And all I'm going to tell you on this point is it's not going to happen. So many people, they keep the real political nerds who, I don't know, it's like the fantasy football version of presidential politics. Fantasy politics, they say, ooh, what do you think? Is Biden going to drop out in June and then they're going to replace him with Michelle Obama because they're going to skip Kamala, but Kamala's a black woman, so they can't replace her with Gavin Newsom, who clearly wants it. So they're going to give it to Michelle Obama, and then Kamala is going to go and she's going to go be governor of California or senator, or she's going to run a nonprofit or this. It's not going to happen. None of that's going to happen. Look, Biden is very aged, so who knows? God forbid. I hope he lives as long a life as God wants him to. But he's quite old and in decline. Something could really happen with his health. Short of that, he's the nominee. You're going to have to pull that guy out of the White House on a stretcher. Okay, he is not going anywhere. The Democrats are stuck with him. They've made their bed. They must lie in it. That was a really good clip. I think we would all agree. And if you want more of them, you've got to subscribe to the Michael Knowles YouTube channel, ring the bell. See you next time.